they're quite the individuals that have put so much behind the scenes, and as official, or being part of the shows, expediting, or whatever it may be. I watch these individuals express their passion through the athletes, and again, it's derived from where they came from. And the next speaker I asked to be a part of this event because, like so many people that have competed and really put their heart and soul, and back then you just lived and breathed competition. I asked this person to talk about those days because I don't think our industry, as highly respected as she is, I don't think people realize that she did exactly what you guys do with blood, sweat, and tears, if not more. And I had the opportunity to judge her one time in Naples, Florida, when it was the Junior Florida and the Florida Masters, and I said, oh my gosh, I never realized all that was underneath the sweats. And the potential she could have taken as far as she wanted. But then as I see her in promotion with her shows, there's such a family feel from this time you check in, prejudging the night show and everything in between, what she does to not just the athletes, but everyone involved. And as complex and as large as things can get for you in success, she's kept it very simple. And as I get older, I realize that it's your family that comes first. And so she's figured out a way to not only implement spending time with her family, but also with her shows and productions. So, I just ask, talk about from your heart what made you start all this. Because it's kind of a thankless position at times. It wasn't that long ago, it wasn't the coolest thing to be a promoter. Now, everyone wants to be a promoter, they want to put on a pro show, a national qualifier. It wasn't that long ago where a promoter never made a dime. It was basically, let me pay the venue, let me pay the judges, and oh my gosh, I hope I have enough to pay the dinner. And what can we do next year to make it better? But it wasn't ever about profit. So, again, not long ago, 5 years ago and on, if you're a promoter, it's because you really love the sport. So I said, hey, let's talk about you on stage. To be one of the best to come out of not just the state, but really the sport. And to me, I felt like her journey was shortchanged. And again, I myself, life gets in the way. And you keep putting it off, the back burner syndrome. I'll do it tomorrow, I'll do it tomorrow. So, this person was one of the first individuals I asked to speak, and it's for that sole reason, to rekindle the memories of what made you want to lift that iron. So I give you NPC stage promoter. She does so many roles in Florida. Debbie Calahan.
He's going to make me cry. My name is Debbie Calahan. I put on 3 shows a year. And I put on 3 shows a year. I'm a judge, I'm a gym owner, I'm a grandma, I'm a mother, I'm a father sometimes, I'm a wife sometimes. But if I start crying, I'll ignore it. I wrote some notes of 30 years, 37 years. You see there's not much there. I tried to come up with notes that my grandchildren were saying, hey, Nanny, you need to do a PowerPoint. Oh, okay. Well, a PowerPoint means nothing to me because everything I've done is from the heart. It's from the heart, from the people, from my friends, from my family. Whoa. I'm not good at writing stuff down. But I'll tell you a little bit about my life. I started in 1980 doing shows, competing. I watched my brother when he was 18 years old do a show, and I'm like, well, gosh, that's my baby brother. Why can't I do that? I was 28 years old, 27, 28 years old. I said, okay, I'm going to try this. Started off powerlifting. NBC wasn't here, but AAU was. So I competed in the AAU in powerlifting, and all I knew was powerlifting. So whenever I was coming up, you kind of powerlifted. You got your masters, you got your elite, you became somebody, and then bodybuilding came into the word. And I was like, oh, okay, I can do that. My brother can do it, so can I. So I kind of did bodybuilding and powerlifting. I enjoyed every bit of it. Bodybuilding became more of my passion because of the people. You know, our powerlifting was more of the man sport. So the bodybuilding was still a man sport, but I kind of conquered it a little bit. I think the biggest thing for me in the women's bodybuilding is being able to compete and have to deal with everything that was said to the women. And you women, I'm going to speak to you because y'all have come a long way compared to where we were. You know, we kind of broke into the sport. It was like you walk around and people go, wow, that's a big B right there. You won't say the word, children are around. Oh, wow, man. So, you know, it was kind of like you kind of broke into that. But it didn't really matter to me. The passion was there, the heart was there, everything that I wanted to do, whether I had to be whatever anybody wanted to talk about, I was going to be that person. And I was going to conquer that concrete wall and be somebody in this industry because I love it. I mean, it's just like competing. I competed in 80, I competed in 90, I competed in 2000, 30-something years later. I think my last show was 2000, maybe 2003 and 2004. That's when I realized, 2003, 2004, I went all the way to nationals, came in second at nationals. I'm like, yes, I'm going to get it. So when I was competing, you didn't get a pro card when you're first or second. You only got it when you won overall. Okay, so then I was okay. I went to my 2003 and 2004 nationals. I was training a lot of athletes because I'm also a trainer and everybody else that's involved like everybody else. And I had this couple of athletes that was going to nationals. I didn't even place at nationals. They did. That made me realize where my job was. It wasn't me competing. It was taking those people that really wanted that passion that I had a few years ago and just putting it inside of them, making them realize they could do it, just like I did. So I kind of retired from the competition part, which I love, but I got into just working and helping and doing everything that I could do to make somebody better than what I was, or better than what they wanted to be. So my life has always been the love of what you guys are doing now. All of it. I got into wrestling. Women didn't get into much whenever I was growing up. When I was coming up through the ranks, women really wasn't into sports. If you didn't play golf or you wasn't a cheerleader, you wasn't a majorette, we didn't do nothing. We just kind of like played sandlot ball. Even though you're good, the guys would choose me because I was really good at softball or baseball, but I could never play the sport. I'd go to bed at night with my Bible saying, God, I think you made a mistake. I should have been a guy. My brother should have been a girl. But it didn't work that way. I still woke up as a girl. So I just learned to deal with that part of it, of being the best I could be as what I am. And that's what the whole thing was about, is me just taking step by step and becoming the person that I am today. To be there for whoever needs me. When I was working my gym, I've had a gym for like 30-something years. And my children grew up in it, my grandchildren grew up in it. I would hang my grandchild's Jumpin' Johnny from the cable crossover machine. And that's where she would stay while I trained my clients. And we'd go by and snatch her and she'd swing across the room and stuff like that. I'd teach my classes with my granddaughter strapped to my back. But that's because I love what I do. I love this whole thing of sports, of our industry. I did what I had to do to make it to be the best. And the only thing I can say to you guys is you be your best. You don't be her best or their best. You be your best. You are an individual. And what you see on stage, you might can't be that person, but you can be the best person you are. And that person might have to step aside because you came in as the best you are, as an individual. And that's the best thing that I could say when I was on stage. I looked at the person beside me and I was like, man, she got first, I got second. What's going to change when I go back next year? I'm going to change. We didn't have coaches. I remember coming to Tampa with Margot Wheel and Rick Wheel. Margot had a shirt that says, Body by Margot. I'm like, oh yeah, I got this. She coached me. She told me I had to eat oatmeal. And I said, I don't like oatmeal. She goes, you got to eat it. I said, I don't like it. But if you're going to be a professional, if you're going to be a bodybuilder, you got to eat it. And I said, I don't like it. She goes, well then put a banana in it. I said, I don't like a banana. I don't like oatmeal. So I put bananas in it, I put brown sugar in it, I put sweet low in it, you name it, I put it in it, and I still couldn't eat it. I sat at my table and I had oatmeal in my cheeks, but it wouldn't go down. It just wouldn't. I said, okay, I'm not going to do this. So I like grits because I'm from the South. I said, I'm going to eat grits, and you need to find out what you're going to do with me eating grits. You're my coach. So she said, well, you might do a little bit more cardio. I said, okay, I can do more cardio. I can do whatever, but I'm not going to eat oatmeal. That was the whole thing. I'm not going to eat oatmeal. I don't like broccoli, so what else can I eat? So it was always dealing with me not liking stuff, but it always worked. Every bit of it worked. So tell your coach if you don't like something, it's okay. Just let them know. Be your own person. Always be your own person. That's really all I can really say other than I love this. No. And I don't eat it today. We love you, Deb. And like I said, this is all I could write in 30-some years. And this, one other thing I do want to say, I'm sorry, is last year I had a heart attack at the age of 60. I just turned 59. I had a heart attack. I just turned 60 in November. I thought really my life was going to be over. I remember riding in the ambulance, my poor husband, I thought he was going to die. Because I was dying, I thought he was going to die. And you know, I'm kind of like riding in the ambulance, and really I had probably about maybe a 20-minute window of life. And a lot of people say, well, it's probably what you do from your years of bodybuilding, blah, blah, blah. No, it wasn't. My whole genetic field of my family is a heart attack at the age of 40 and 41 and 42. What I do saved my life. The doctor even said if it wasn't for what I do, all my weight training, I probably would have been dead. Because my heart was so strong, it kept me alive until they got me to the hospital. And that was it. Oh, what you do is going to kill you. No. What you do can save your life. I've rolled 2 cars and the same thing. If you didn't weight train, you'd be dead. You were strong enough to withhold a lot of stuff. I remember riding in the ambulance, I was going by my gym, and the guys were they were paranoid because there wasn't nothing to do for me. I had a blood clot. And the widowmaker of the heart, it was shut down. And they kept saying, stay with us, Mr. Calahan, stay with us. I'm like, I am. Just like that. I am. I went past my gym, I said, oh my God, there's Deb's gym. That's my gym right there. And they go, stay with us. Just keep breathing. And you know, the whole time I was riding, I was like, you know, I was thinking, I was going, you know, God, if I die today, it's okay. But if I don't die today, let me live for my family and my friends. And my friends is what's in this room, because my whole life has been the NPC. And I go through my day, because like I said, I'm 60, and I think about it, and I always go, you know, if I die, you know, Pete's going to have to do my eulogy. And I think about that. My husband's going to cry, and Tim's going to cry, and they're all going to have to do my eulogy. And I tell my children, if you bury me in a dress, I'm going to come back and haunt you. Because I have my sweatpants and they're my favorite. So don't bury me in a dress and fix my hair or my makeup. I need a sweatband and my sweatpants. Send me out the way people know me as an athlete. And if I do die, you have to be my beautiful. You just got to. And you all have to come. Because we're going to have an open mic and everybody gets to say something nice about me. Thank you. If you know,